story of a man named Stanley. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Wow, yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness.
At
Stanley
one
felt
room where we have to...
butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man
love
a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic, like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. And here it was, the lounge. What a room, Stanley thought to himself. What a room, what a room, what a room. This is what Stanley thought. What a room. What a room, what a room. What a room. Va-va-voom. What a room. It was okay.
It was okay. Okay, there's nothing special about this room anymore. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, leave a like, leave a comment if you do enjoy the gameplay. If you don't, then also leave a comment. Let me know what I can improve on. So today we are playing Stanley's Parable. Let's do 10. Never the end is never, the end is never, the end is never.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, okay. So now we have control. So I can't jump. I can crouch, but nothing else. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so I can't go back to my own room. Okay. So we're here. Another set of... Who farted? It was Joey. Joey from Friends. If anyone has seen the bloopers.
What do I smell?
Sorry.
Be my Valentine. Who farted again?
What do I smell?
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Obviously, I'm going
This
here.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay, this is the...
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Okay. So the narrator is a fan of Chandler Bing.
I'm not great at the advice. Can I interest you in a sarcastic comment?
Worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
I'm leaving.
It's possible that this is why everyone left. Had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
First open door on the left. This is the same as the previous option. Let's go ahead.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Event access for trained employees only. Climb at your own. Climb where? Can I climb somewhere? Can I climb this? No. No, so the only control I have is the crouch. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse. $1,000 penalty for jumping off the cargo lift. 5,000. So this is the cargo lift. But how do I somewhere have money? How do I pay the fine? Nope, nope, no, no. Let's find
Look, Stanley,
out.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Never the end is never the end. So it's the end is never the end. That's the repeated phrase. Okay, so do we always start from here again whenever we end? That's why the end is never the end? It has multiple endings? Or okay, let's go out. I want to check
All of his
the...
co-workers were gone.
Okay,
What could
same
it mean?
dialogue.
Stanley
This is the
decided
one
to go to
that
the
we
meeting
could
room.
get on
Perhaps
top
he had simply
somehow.
missed a
Okay,
memo.
here we are.
No
Oh,
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
okay. Where am I?
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the
Yeah.
nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yes. Wait, how do I select? Let's select now.
Then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would
Probably.
even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one
I'm
who's
realizing
listening
there's
to
a lot
this
of talking in
is
this.
lucky. Well now, I've built up the other options so much that I'm going to stop talking
Yeah, thank
and
you,
leave
yes.
you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Thank you. Okay, so what do I do? Do I press no again? No, nothing happens. Okay, let's do... How do I select though? I don't even know. I don't even see what I'm selecting. Is there a... What?
A few moments later.
Am I supposed to quit the game? Start again? How do I get out of here?
One eternity later.
Okay, I don't know. Let's begin the game again.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Let's go
What
back
could it
out
mean?
again.
Stanley decided to
Because
go
who
to the
doesn't like to
meeting
get
room.
frustrated
Perhaps he had simply
again and again,
missed a
right?
memo.
So we
No matter
are
how hard
here.
Stanley looked. Sick of this gag yet?
Okay, let's do yes. Wait.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley,
Okay.
who people considered so manly. But the truth
Poetry.
must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly.
I don't even know what that
Stanley
means.
liked in his he pushed some
But you know.
in a meaningful way, but his brain had lost its function, which is why he's in this parable. And this is quite terrible. And if you manage on and keep playing along, you too will become quite metal. You too will become quite metal.
Say it. Okay, has to be some sort of something. Come on. No. Wait. Oh, sorry. Okay, I guess we restart the game. Because the end is never the end. Okay, the time stays the same, 11:20. Still hitting Mondays. Yep,
When
let's
Stanley came
go
to a
the
set of
right
two open
one.
doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just
Yes.
to admire it. Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Okay, I want to stay in this room.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your
It's the same
co-workers
one,
have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Okay. Oh,
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered
Bordered on creepy,
and
okay.
reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is
Alright,
why
alright,
everyone-
let's-
but at
let's leave,
last,
let's leave.
he'd had enough of
It's
the
a lot of
amazing room
humiliation.
and took the first open door on his left
First
to get
on the
back to
left,
business.
but let's not take that yet.
Stanley was so bad at following
Yes,
directions,
Stanley is
it's
bad.
incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Let's go.
Look,
This
Stanley,
time,
I think
let's not
perhaps
jump.
we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your
Okay.
enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
For her? Who is that? Girlfriend, wife, kid?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
So probably a girlfriend or a wife. Huh. Okay, let's go. So once you enter somewhere, the door mostly just closes. Anywhere else I can go? Climb on top of, like that mysterious chair? No? No. No. Am I supposed to die here again? Like the white room we have now, a black dark room with some more smart comments. Okay, let's see.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
What if I don't pick up the phone? Can I
As
disconnect it?
Stanley picked up the phone,
Oh.
a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope.
What?
Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
No.
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice.
That is
It's
actually
the best
pretty.
part of being a real
What?
person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real.
That mother back there is not real.
Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Blue, blah, flu, flank.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making
What is
process.
going on?
Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you
Okay.
make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should
Okay,
subside.
fair enough.
At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction.
Oh,
But
okay.
not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
No, I have to manually go back to my office? Well, this
Now
one
remember,
closed.
all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door
Clearing
on
his
his
throat.
left.
Okay, let's go right again.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Alright, let's go left. Okay.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage?
What did
it's
I do?
worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to. I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are.
I'm sorry.
My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him
Stanley.
to. He understands that if I say to do
The one who
something,
wrote
there's a
Letter to
damn
Eminem?
good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story.
What is
If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make...
In the end, it doesn't
behave
even...
exactly as Stanley
Wait.
would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite
Yes,
sure
sir.
you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two
Clears throat
open
again.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
That's correct.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, let's go left. Okay, everything seems normal. Oh, okay. It's repaired.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Tips on not getting fired, yes. Don't get fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work every day. Okay. Broom closet? Harry Potter? No? Okay.
Coming
So,
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
okay. Okay.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115. Okay, so I have to use it there, but why is there somebody pointing a gun at a panda? What did he do?
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall. Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
How do I...
Okay, fine, you're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
Jesus.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What is...
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay?
Do I fall? I don't
Stanley,
fall down.
please. I need you to make a choice.
Huh?
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important.
That's it?
The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand?
What was this?
Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that
Oh, he's
step
very
forward,
understanding, okay.
please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this.
Wow.
The story needs it.
It's very sad.
You hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
So the credits are stuck. Do I make a choice? No. But the end is never the end. So we're back here. Okay. I'm guessing everything is fine.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Okay. New dialogue.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Okay,
and
everything is
Stanley knew it
repaired. So
perfectly
I
well.
just have to
Perhaps
make
he
sure
wanted to
that
stop by the employee lounge
I
first,
don't
just to
pull out the
admire it.
cord for the telephone.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
Okay.
She's been waiting.
We're back here.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her.
What if I do
You
it
can
again?
truly place your faith in another.
Okay, I want to
Then
check
pick up
this.
the
What if
phone.
I...
Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
So it's
you
the same.
actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Okay, I don't want to go through all of this again, so I'll just begin the game again. And I'm guessing everything should be fine. Okay, let's see.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
What? Did something change? No. You have the room.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
Go
doors,
to
this
the
was
right
not the correct
one.
way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. Then it came back, and lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there. Just a kind of, tingle. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
Okay, let's pick up
If
the
you
phone
can
this
truly
time.
place your faith.
And oh, finally, okay. I'm outside my office.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to
New
come
character,
in and tell
okay.
me all about your
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife? Who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Do I go in or...
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Okay, I have to go in.
This is a very sad story about the
This is
death
my
of a
wife.
man named Stanley.
Death? But isn't the character Stanley who's playing? Good morning, employee 427. Press this on your controller. Okay.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
And then he tells me to push another button.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
See?
Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
So this is all just an imagination of Stanley. So he's still sitting in his room, imagining that he has a beautiful wife and friends, but they all just disappeared. The colleagues disappeared, and now he's here, imagining all this game.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over,
Because
wishing
the
beyond
end is
hope
never
that
the
it would
end.
never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Press X to question nothing.
And I tried again.
Please
Stanley
die.
pushed a button. And I tried
How?
again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
The end is never the end is never the end.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, let's do it.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Oh, because we
Perhaps he
have
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
that
Stanley
one
felt
room where we
lightheaded,
have to.
butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two?
Could a man love a room?
a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly, love.
Let's begin it again. This time we need to take the first door, or the second door at the left.
All of his co-workers were gone. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic, like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. It all made Stanley uncomfortable, and he started to bleed a little. This made him smile. At last, proof that he was human. Stanley took the first open door.
Okay, I think
on
we've
his
finished
left,
this part of the story. Let's go here now.
and so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
But can I go here? Okay. No.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Why do I have a feeling that this is also going to close on me?
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would
This
you hold
one?
on for a minute, please?
That's the only one left now.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh. Oh wow, okay.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding?
Where is my number?
It's all
4,
rubbish
what was it?
now.
417?
The
4
whole
to
story
7,
is
4 to 7.
completely
Where's
unusable.
oh, there it is.
How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
So we need to go right and then...
When Stanley...
What?
Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Or did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote
Exactly.
the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay, so this is a long game. So I had 2 rooms to go and I have so many. Let's start again with the right one so we don't forget where we have been.
Do we need to restart
No,
the
no,
game
no, no,
again?
no, no,
Well,
no.
I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Okay. Oh,
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
okay. Same office. Colleagues, not there.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Huh? Okay. The door is not closing, so maybe I have to come back
Now
again.
this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Restart again, okay.
I've got a solution. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
What if I leave it though? No doors again.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Okay. Okay, let's go follow the line. Solitaire.
Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself?
What?
Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. Wait, cut the music.
These are not...
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
This is where we started. So we should probably go this way. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done
Here
this to
somewhere,
us?
right?
And after we
There on.
trusted you,
Okay.
after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Fired.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people,
True.
right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something
Not so
exciting,
true.
daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay. This is new. Another room with 2 doors, okay.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
Wait, I don't even get an option to go on the left one, okay.
The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Get bored and
So,
leave. Then it restarts the game. Find a bookstore, okay. That
I
we
guess
haven't
now
done
we
yet.
just wait, you know. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Okay, let's rewind. So we still have to go to the... What? Is it this one? Oh,
Hi,
yeah.
Stanley. I just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room. And here it was, the lounge. What a room, Stanley thought to himself. What a room, what a room, what a room. This is what Stanley thought. What a room. What a room, what a room. What a room. Va-va-voom. What a room.
So we go here.
Yet there was not a single
We've
person
been here
either.
before.
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
go.
Stanley decided
Oh.
to go up to his boss's office hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Did he though? Can I pick it up? No.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
No.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
What?
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect
there's
her
always
career,
another meeting.
and by extension, the rest of her life.
The big
She
race.
had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
So Stanley is dead finally? No, the end is never the end. Okay, we start again. We haven't gone to the left door yet. So I'm guessing I'm not even half the way through the game. Oh, maybe I'm just
When Stanley came to a set
losing
of
my
two
mind
open
again.
doors,
Okay, so I'm
this was not the
back
correct way to the
here.
meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. It was okay.
It was okay. Okay, there's nothing special about this room anymore.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley
Come closer.
decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to
now
his
we go
boss's
up.
office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to
This is
discover not an
different.
indication of any human life, though the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
CCTV.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Y2 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Okay.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Looks like we will have some
Stanley
answers.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay,
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth
Right.
was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
huh. Let's see a violent death. We fell from a floor pretty high up.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Okay. Am I running into like a churning machine or something for the violent death? Okay. Oh no, I'm not dead yet. Okay.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise,
Oh, no.
he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the
This
bigger
is
picture.
violent.
He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end
gruesome
to
for
his
no
brief
reason.
and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
This is how we die. Okay, farewell.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Why do you have to explain it? Oh. Is this
And
another
yet it would
end?
be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Okay.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you
So
see now?
so
Do you see
depressing.
that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
So this is this kind of a library of all the assets, because these are all paintings we've seen. Wait, what does it say? Stanley's computer, which is always at this empty prompt. Office layout. So we start here. This is Stanley's office. We went here. Is this the window we jumped out of? Or this, one of these two? Then this is the room with the two doors. The two doors, yes.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Okay. Die
Can
again?
you see? Can
No.
you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't...
Do I quit the game? No,
let
let's
time
see what
choose
happens.
for you. Don't let...
This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Huh. Okay, let's go.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content? Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Does this mean that we finished the... No, we didn't. We didn't even go through... So we went through the whole... the boss's office, and then we went to the escape, which we shouldn't have, so we still need to go to the mind control room, and from the escape one we only went to the parable room, but we have so much to explore there, so this, yeah. And then we have the main
So far
left.
it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. All right, let's see, it's the jump circle?
But I can't jump though. Oh, I can jump, okay. Okay, let's see what happens when I extinguish all of them. And no warning as to running out of them. No. Huh. That's it. Okay.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Do I have a choice? Oh. This is different. Same room, same mug, but the office is different. Oh wow, looks...
I call it the memory zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
Okay,
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port?
Our first kiss. My first card, the release of Stanley Parable 2013. Yeah, because they all are of the same value to the person here. 2013, the time, nice. Oh, it's it's on top of the Last of Us in the category story. The Date Last of Us award with Stanley Parable. Nice. Also, coincidence that The Last of Us is the last game that I played. Also on the channel.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I?
There's another one.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Yes, I wish there was a skip button.
Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm
Okay.
truly too preachy, then then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Oh, there's the button. Okay.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this.
Oh, here we go again.
The story and the choices, or what have you.
A few moments later. 1 eternity later.
Oh, until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet.
No, he just started repeating.
245. Oh, you're back, you see? Of course. I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my... Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly... Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Oh, wow.
You're
Okay.
back. Oh,
Can't even see the time.
I have someone to talk to again. Stanley,
Oh, and this is deteriorating. Okay.
For 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. I'm realizing
Okay.
that I... Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been
The whole
through.
plant is
I've
gone.
had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe...
Oh, he's not here anymore. The plant is gone. What am I... Wait. Fire alarm. Okay. The clock, the clock is down. And not working anymore.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes, it seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives.
Alright.
It has come to represent
Okay, let's go. Okay, I'll just now skip ahead as soon as it gets enabled. Because apparently they have so much dialogue written. And as soon as I say this, it's all quiet again. Okay.
The end is never the end, 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 is never.
Oh. Everything is breaking apart now. Oh, the plant is gone, and as soon as I said it, it has been replaced with other life. Can't really distinguish if it is just screaming, some wild character, or is it just metal scratching against something? No, the button is broken. Oh, okay. We're free. This is the freedom ending. Is it? No, it's not. What am I supposed to do? Oh. Back to the office. Back to the office after all that. No, 11:20 again. more new content.
The Stanley Parable 2.
Time to wake up. New mug. They literally says new mug. Nice. And we are on the second floor. Also very, very good. The 2 chairs again. Nice. 2 phones as well. 2 chairs again.
Long-term franchising potential.
Everything is in pairs. Yeah, we've got a MacBook, but it's not a MacBook. It's a Jack Sparrow book. There has to be a pun here that I'm not getting right now. What does it say? Meeting at 2 p.m. again. It's equal to 1 more TSP parity. The color red. 1 and 2. The 1 is 2 is the winner.
Surely the game will
2
sort of
eyes,
naturally spring up
2
around
ears,
them.
2 nostrils,
It'll
2
all
arms,
work
2
itself
legs.
out.
The
A common
bucket.
complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that
Okay.
it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
So do I just carry it around? Can I throw it? No, I cannot. Okay. We have to choose one. Get 12 someday. Happy 12th birthday, Stepniece. Let's go this one.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
Oh, okay.
Get well someday it is. You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley?
No.
Yes, it will go at the end of the...
No.
Well, we'll figure that out later.
You find them, can you find them instead of it's never the end?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life. Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Okay. Let's jump.
You see,
At least...
isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look. Things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the whole mostly infinite?
Why am I still playing this game?
Go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole, and we can move on.
Yes.
I'll just be up here when you're
So
ready.
let's
Great.
go, let's go.
Now,
Okay.
I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Okay, let's begin. Don't tell me this is all that is created yet.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a
There are
company
balloons,
in a big
yes.
building where he was employee number 427. Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Okay.
missed a
I
memo.
don't want to die again, so let's go. Meeting room. Oh, there's the bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. Now pick up the phone, said the bucket. Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Okay, finally.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Oh, there's the bucket. A bucket press to take me to work with you. So I go back to the office now, to my room, and the bucket is there. What am I doing?
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well?
I am concerned,
to see him
yes.
delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object?
Okay. Okay, let's go back to work. But looks like I have to go to the office again, pick up the bucket again, go to my home. Oh no, don't listen to the loud man. Press to go back home. Yes.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened
There's
to.
a painting
Now,
of the
all
bucket.
he
I
cares
thought that
about
was
is this
a
awful bucket. This
just a bag or
stupid hunk
something.
of metal.
Ignore anyone in your life except me. Yes. See, I was in love with the room, unwavering love, and now I have this bucket.
It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press to go back home. Yes, let's go back.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say?
The TV?
Sturdier,
The bucket was watching
more
the TV.
capable of transporting liquid.
Relive the same day with me over and over and over. Yeah, why not?
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket.
Go home. When will this end?
I'm having feelings. The bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket?
Yeah, oh
Hear
wow,
what the
there's a
bucket has to
candlelight
say.
dinner,
Do
okay.
anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Oh, the bucket is in the bathroom? Oh, this is in the bedroom. This is the night we make sweet love. Yes.
I'm gonna come.
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to
No.
me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Well, it depends who's saying. Is it the bucket? Where's my bucket? Where's my bucket? I don't have my bucket anymore. Door closed this time. There's the bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Finally, yes.
Stanley
Okay, this time we
pushed
go
the
to the
bucket
left.
tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find Aunt. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read,
Let's go.
Mind Control Facility.
Finally, yes.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with
Okay, it's the
television
same room,
screens.
but
What
instead of
horrible
being there,
secret
I'm
did this
here.
place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
You can either watch the security camera
The
footage.
monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office
Never.
was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Okay, let's go up.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never!
Never.
He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Awaiting input. System
When at
power.
last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
So, turn the
But at the
power.
last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Okay.
Birds. Silly, silly birds. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Back at the office. Oh no. Where's my bucket? When does this game
All
end?
his
Does it
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Does
Stanley
it ever
decided to go
end?
to the meeting room. Perhaps warmth spread through Stanley's eye. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious!
Again.
He exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly
Oh,
mad.
there's the
Where is it?
where's the
I
bucket?
must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be? He
Where's
rushed
the
forward
bucket?
from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And
Well,
then
there's-
suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful.
Wait a minute!
Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Again? He's dead again?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the
Oh, she has the
problem
bucket
was.
now.
This man had no bucket. Of course, he got mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing
The
all of his
bucket is
actions and
what
how
keeps you
everything is
grounded and
predetermined
sane.
and free will is an illusion, and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him.
Yes.
Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought. And she hugged her own bucket.
But now she has to go to the meeting where other people are holding their own buckets.
There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work.
Yes.
For which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself. My life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Backflipped all the way to work. Can I still
Stanley
go?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Come on. I just want to check if I can still go on top of this. I want to go to this place again, but with the bucket. Oh, okay, I can. Okay, nice. So I'll take the bucket and come back.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled.
Okay.
He'd
let's
never be
go.
alone again, not truly alone. Not with the bucket around.
It's how? Come on. Oh, okay, that's what's happening.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear.
We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
Oh, please do, yes.
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps, if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
So much introspect.
What are you talking about? You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid!
Okay, he's getting his senses back.
This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like... My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic.
Okay, understood, but where did I get the knife from?
To go to the meeting.
Still here.
Perhaps he had the good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket.
Okay, so I have to go to the rest of the paths with this bucket, and then hopefully it finishes. So what did I do the last time? We went here
and entered the door on his left.
Went to... Okay, we didn't go left. Okay, let's finish the left one first. So we go here, we go to the boss's office, then we go to the escape path this time.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Let's go here with the bucket.
Farewell, Stanley.
This is where the other narrator comes in.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death. It was a shame
Here we are
the death
again.
of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way,
but a
this
different
one stood above the
entrance.
rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Wait, where's the bucket? I lost my bucket again. The bucket. Welcomes you to the grand exhibit. Okay. Okay. Where's my bucket though? Cave people fighting for the bucket. Maybe worshipping it. Yep. Dancing around it. Even the animals. But I can't jump. What do I do? I need to jump, but I can't jump. Oh, I took it.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let's stand
Again.
Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the
Okay.
game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
This time it wasn't as much as a splash, but a solid thump. So the bucket also died? No, wait. What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
A good bucket. A strong bucket. A humble bucket. A committed bucket.
Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Let's
and entered the door on his
go.
left.
Let's go to the right again.
Stanley took the door on his left to go, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Did I go here? I can't remember anything now.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
There's my wife and the kid.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original
And the
Stanley
fun.
Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do
Oh, there,
it.
okay. Yeah, let's go, let's go.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also,
Yes.
Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
The bucket? No. There's the exit. The door closed behind me. Okay.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure,
Alright, let's get rid of the bucket. Oh wait, what?
One personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters. Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this.
How do I give it away though?
The Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now. The fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want.
Where do I... Oh, that's the destroyer, the Bucket Destroyer.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Magnificent.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Yep.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Goodbye, bucket.
When Stanley
It's
came
done.
to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
But this
left.
only leads to the office.
Stepping into his manager's office,
Where's the
Stanley was
fireplace?
once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just
know,
let the
I am in
narrator
rush now.
talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So
I know.
he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
Jesus. Okay, I've learned my lesson. Yes.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated,
Very,
Stanley calmly
yes.
walked forward into the opened passageway.
Where? Okay, let's go. Yeah, so we go here
There was a
again.
groove. And when at last he found the source, blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Obviously not. The end is never the end.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the
Really?
machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
So I
Where
have to
had
go
his
back.
co-workers gone? How
Right.
had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life
Should I
he
go?
lives,
Let's go.
it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through
This is the
open
freedom
door.
ending then.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
So he could have been here with the bucket? No, because the bucket would have pressed the no button and then, yeah, I would. Okay, I have trophies to collect, but I think I've done most of it, and I'm also a bit exhausted now. So we'll stop it here. So very weird, interesting, yet weird, funny at times, but also very well repetitive. Yes, but it's repetitive intentionally. But some of the dialogues I really, they thought about everything. So I was thinking, wish there was a skip button because I've already listened to all of this. But that's not there. But this was fun for the most part. Tiring at some, but fun for most part. And I think I will play it again to get all the miniatures. So this was fun. So if you enjoyed this, let me know. If you've played this game, have you collected all of the figurines? Let me know if I missed any other endings as well. So I've done the freedom ending. squished to death. There was I forgot the names now. The slow with the countdown ending. I saw the kid, but I don't think I did the child ending, because that was yeah, that was not there. And I did see the child poster there, so I'm supposed to get that, I think. I didn't do this. But I think I followed all the paths. So I from the 2 rooms I went to the lounge, then to the skip the first left room, finished that part of the story where you meet your wife, and then come back, went to the left room, went bottom, then went to the boss's room. From there we went to the whole asset catalog room. Then from the left one as well, we would go to the boss room eventually, so there's not really much different there. We followed the line. So I can't figure out where I missed one ending, especially the child one. So please let me know in the comments where did I miss it. But for now, that's been it. So thank you. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, leave a comment. If you didn't enjoy it, then as well leave a comment how I can improve, what I should have done better. I feel I've taken much more time than what I should have, but let's see, or maybe I'm just overthinking it. Okay, I'm just now blabbering like the narrator, so I'll stop, and yeah, see you in the next one.